Have you ever reached the end of the day and wondered why you reacted the way you did? Perhaps you became upset over something small once again. Maybe you automatically said yes when you really wanted to say no. Or perhaps you caught yourself repeating the same old belief that you are not good enough, even though you promised yourself things would be different this time. According to cell biologist Bruce Lipton, much of our lives is not guided by conscious decisions, but by programs we learned during early childhood. We operate much like an autopilot, responding through familiar patterns without realizing that we have the ability to choose a different path. This idea is not meant to discourage us. In fact, it offers hope. If our minds were capable of learning these patterns, they are also capable of learning new ones. And that is where genuine personal transformation begins. The programs we never chose consciously. As children, we were incredibly receptive to the world around us. We observed our parents, teachers, and everyone else in our environment, learning how life supposedly worked. We learned not only from what people told us, but even more from what they demonstrated through their actions. Every argument, every hug, every compliment, and every criticism quietly became part of our inner programming. These patterns helped us navigate childhood. The challenge comes when they continue to control our lives as adults. We suddenly realize that we are reacting exactly like our parents did, even though we once promised ourselves we would never behave that way. This is not a sign of weakness. It simply reflects how the subconscious mind works. It naturally reaches for what feels familiar. That is why lasting change often requires much more than good intention. Getting lost in other people's stories. Bruce Lipton often speaks about how easily we become absorbed in the emotions and stories of other people. It can happen after watching negative news for a few minutes, listening to someone complain, or spending time scrolling through emotionally charged conversations on social media. Without realizing it, our emotional state begins to change. Suddenly, the world feels more dangerous. People seem less trustworthy. Life appears more difficult than it actually is. Yet only moments before, we may have been feeling perfectly calm. The human mind naturally absorbs emotional energy from its surroundings. Sometimes we become so immersed in another person's story that we forget to ask ourselves an important question: are these feelings truly mine? Awareness creates choice. The good news is that there is always a space between what happens and how we respond. The more aware we become of our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, the more opportunities we have to use that space wisely. Instead of reacting automatically, we can pause for a moment and ask ourselves a simple question. Is this response really coming from me? Or am I simply repeating a program I learned years ago? That single moment of awareness can change everything. We stop being passive participants in our own lives and begin becoming conscious creators of our future. Why emotional work matters. Understanding our patterns is often only the beginning. Many people know exactly where their struggles come from, yet they continue repeating them. That is because emotions are not stored only as thoughts. They are connected to memories, physical sensations, and the meanings we assigned to our experiences. This is one of the reasons why faster EFT focuses not only on changing thoughts, but also on working directly with emotion. As our relationship with past experiences changes, our emotional responses can gradually change as well. The goal is not to erase the past. The goal is to stop allowing it to control the present. Small changes create extraordinary results. Personal growth is not about becoming someone else. I'm with you. It is about removing the layers of old beliefs that hide who we truly are. Every new insight influences our next decision. Every healthier decision gradually creates a healthier life. You may not transform everything overnight. Perhaps the first change will simply be noticing your breath before reacting. Maybe you will express your opinion instead of staying silent. Or perhaps you will stop punishing yourself for a mistake that would have haunted you for weeks in the past. Those small moments are often the beginning of real freedom. Awakening begins within. Bruce Lipton reminds us that we are not condemned to repeat the same subconscious programs for the rest of our lives. Human beings have an incredible capacity to learn adapt, and create new experiences. Every moment of awareness becomes an opportunity to reclaim responsibility for our lives. The greatest transformation does not begin in the outside world. It begins the moment we realize we no longer have to live according to programs we inherited from others. Perhaps today is the perfect moment to look at your life from a different perspective. Not to search for mistakes, but to discover the freedom of making conscious choices. That is where the journey toward an authentic and fulfilling life truly begins. If you would like to explore emotional healing, personal growth, and the principles of faster EFT more deeply, you can find additional resources and ebooks that may support your journey. Enter my store.